midnight hum of a fluorescent light. That was my first spotlight, my first stage.
On shift security guard, walking empty marble floors. The silence was my partner checking all the locked doors. But the real work started when the last exec had gone. I pulled my sampler from my bag and worked until the dawn. My MPC was beat up, the pads were worn and gray, but I could build a universe a million miles away. Walking empty hallways, but in my head I heard a symphony. Just a lonely security guard trying to make some history.
This 9 to 5 was purgatory, just a price I had to pay to get inside a real booth and blow them all away.
Yeah, I was saving every dollar for that studio time, cause a beat ain't just a rhythm, it's a ladder you can climb. I was dreaming of the neverboard, the speakers and the mic, and a chance to show the whole world what my struggle sounded like. Yeah, I was living off of rhyming. Sold a beat for 50 bucks, skipping meals to save the cash depending on my luck. I called up every studio. My voice was filled with doubt till I had enough saved up to finally rent one out. Just a single 8-hour block, a legendary spot in Hollywood where giants walk. The only chance I got, I put the cash down on the counter. My trembling hands were damp. My whole entire future bet on a single table lamp.
This 9 to 5 was purgatory, just a price I had to pay to get inside a real booth and blow them all away.
Yeah, I was saving every dollar for that studio time, cause a beat ain't just a rhythm, it's a ladder you can climb. I was dreaming of the neverboard, the speakers and the mic, and a chance to show the whole world what my struggle sounds like.
Worked inside that studio, the air was almost holy. Every beat I ever made was for this moment solely. I poured out all my passion, every single drop of soul. For 8 hours I was flying, I had finally lost control. The engineer just listened, he didn't say a word, as I played him every single secret that I'd ever heard. In my head on those long nights, under pale fluorescent lights, I packed my sampler up, thought that was it, a single dream come true. Then the engineer just smiled and said, this stuff is brand new. So when can you book your next session? And right then, man, I knew.
The world stops spinning on the first ring of a jail call. Everything else just goes quiet. The operator's voice was cold, this call's from county jail. Then I heard your voice, you sounded weak and frail. You said they got me, bro, the charges all a lie. Then the bailiff yelled a number that was impossibly high. I hung up the phone, my mind was in a race. Gotta break my brother out of that forgotten place. I called up all my contacts, every number in my phone, but the number was a ghost that I was left to chase alone.
The number was a mountain that I couldn't seem to climb, running out of options and running out of precious time. This ain't about the dollars, it's the price you pay to be the one who pulls your brother from the hands of misery. Cause that bail money's deeper than the paper that it's on. It's the promise that you're riding till the darkest night is gone.
I was sitting with my head down and my front door open wide. D-Rock showed up first with nothing but pure pride. Threw the pink slip to his Lolo, said man just make it fast. Then Lil Mike came through and put his whole damn paycheck on the dash. An old man Will from up the block, he heard what's going down, brought his precious record collection, the rarest wax in town. He said a man ain't nothing without his folks, now go and get your boy. A room full of true kings, my sorrow turned to joy.
The number was a mountain that we were gonna climb, brothers standing shoulder high to conquer space and time. This ain't about the dollars, it's the price you'd pay to be the one who pulls your brother from the hands of misery. Cause that bail money's deeper than the paper that it's on. It's the promise that you're riding till the darkest
darkest night is gone. We waited hours by the station in the cold and misty air. A brotherhood of lions without a single prayer. We had faith in something stronger than the system's iron cage. We were ready to turn the page on this ugly, bitter stage. And then the steel door opened. You walked out in the light, looking tired, looking broken, but ready for the fight. No words were even spoken. We didn't have to say a thing, just a single nod between us. The promise that we bring, that's loyalty, that's family, that's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5 a.m. alarm sound different when the dream is loud. From the bottom, looking up. Before the sun is crackling, the old trucks getting packed. Knockoff Raider snapbacks in a dusty potato sack. Airbrush tees with custom names stacked up to the roof. Driving to the Rose Bowl, this is my version of the truth. The asphalt's already cooking, the haggling begins. Gotta turn a profit, gotta count up all the wins. Dodging security guards with their suspicious tired eyes. Underneath the hot sun where a young boy's ambition flies.
Every dollar folded was a brick I laid down low, for a different kind of kingdom than this dusty, sun-baked road. They used to call me hustler, now they call me king. The swap meet king who built a throne from what the back roads bring. From a folding table dynasty to a global design. Yeah, I drew the map myself, and every single inch is mine.
Saved up every 20, every 10, and every 5. Just enough to prove the dream was still alive. Traded in the flea market for a spot behind the glass. A kiosk at the Slauson Mall, moving up in class. No more folding tables, now I had a lock and key. My name was on the storefront for the whole world to see. The neighborhood caught on, the designs began to spread. From a local street celebrity to the words the whole coast said.
Every dollar folded was a brick I laid down low, for a different kind of kingdom than this dusty, sun-baked road. They used to call me hustler, now they call me king. The swap meet king who built a throne from what the back roads bring. From a folding table dynasty to a global design. Yeah, I drew the map myself, and every single inch is mine. Now I'm 30,000 feet above the world I used to know. First class flight to Asia, watching the cities glow. Talking textiles and design production on a scale that the boy with the airbrush could never dream would veil. I'm looking at the clouds now, but my mind is on the ground, on that dusty patch of asphalt, where my destiny was found. From a knockoff tee to a global brand, yeah, I built this. This was always the plan, the king of my own story. Word. Stars from my world. Didn't know you were just looking for a brighter constellation. Remember trips to Malibu, the dinners by the coast, designer bags I bought for you. The woman I love most, I thought I was building us a palace. Brick by painful brick, showing you a life that was the fruit of every lick. I hit the block with purpose. I faced the darkest nights just to see you wrapped in comfort underneath the fancy lights. I gave you all the shine that my dirty money made. Assumed the love you showed me was the realest card you played. My boys would throw a warning, but I'd brush it all aside. 'Cause a king only trusts his queen. I had nothing to hide. But you were living her other life, the one I couldn't see. A first class passenger on a ticket bought by me. You played the perfect princess. You played the perfect part while you kept a secret kingdom locked away inside.
The late night calls got frequent. You'd whisper and you'd leave. Your stories got convenient, too perfect to believe. The unexplained long absences, the sudden change of plans. Then you started talking about some friend with softer hands. You said he was just history, a chapter that was closed. But the perfume on your jacket was a lie that stood exposed. I was too blind with the hustle, too focused on the prize, to see the truth reflected in your cold and distant eyes.
My boys would throw a warning, but I'd brush it all aside. Cause a king only trusts his queen. I had nothing to hide. But you were living her other life, the one I couldn't see. A first class passenger on a ticket bought by me. You played the perfect princess. You played the perfect part while you kept a secret kingdom locked away inside you.
I was cruising in the 64, just clearing out my head, till a brand new Beamer stopped me, filled my heart with dread. Parked right there in Beverly Hills, a world away from mine. And you stepped out, looking like a goddess so divine. You kissed that clean-cut stranger in his preppy tennis clothes. And in that single moment, the ugly truth arose. You weren't down for the struggle, just the comfort that it brings. You were waiting in my castle for a more established king. The hustle continues, but the passenger seat's empty now. Lesson learned, the game is the game. Enjoy your other life. I'm gone. Didn't know one of us was building on a rotten beam.
Remember those first mornings before the sun would rise, the fire of ambition burning bright inside our eyes. More than business partners, man, you know we were like kin. From 2 buckets and a sponge to the empire we were in. We watched the lines of cars grow, we watched the money stack. You were the only person in the world I knew who had my back. We were kings of that corner, the hustle was legit. 2 brothers from the bottom who refused to ever quit.
We'd look at what we built standing there side by side. Nothing but the future, with our chests puffed out with pride. You were my brother, ride or die, my silent partner in the grind. But the silence that you kept was the thieving of a different kind. You smile right in my face, and you sold our dream away. While the real you, the silent you, had nothing left to say.
A couple months ago, I started feeling something strange. A little short on Friday when we make the cash exchange. The numbers on the paper started telling funny jokes. The cash drawer was lighter than the totals that we spoke. I asked you once about it, you just laughed and shook your head. You worry way too much, bro, was everything you said. And I brushed it off as nothing, just a simple oversight. Cause loyalty's a blinder that can block out any light.
We look at what we built standing there side by side, not knowing that the pride I felt was masking what you'd hide. You were my brother on the ride or die, my silent partner in the grind. But the silence that you kept was the thieving of a different kind. You smile right in my face, and you sold our dream away. While the real you, the silent you, had nothing left to say.
Last night I stayed behind, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't rest. I had to put my doubt and all my loyalty to the test. I finally put the books in front of you and I asked you eye to eye. And the silence that you gave me was the thunder to your lie. You broke down and you told me with your face buried in your hands. You said the cards were calling, you had different kinds of plans. A gambling debt, you chased a secret selfish need. Shattered 20 years of trust for nothing but pure greed. 2 friends, 1 business. A bond I thought would last. Now it's just a memory, shattered by the dice you cast. All that work for nothing.
Leave it on the page. Hope this finds you well. Dear baby, it's been 30 days, but it feels more like a year. I close my eyes and all I see are memories of you here. I trace your name 1,000 times upon this concrete wall and replay every mistake that led to my downfall. This place is cold and empty, it's a world of gray on gray, but thinking of your smile is how I make it through the day. I swear I'll walk the straightest line, the man I'm meant to be. Just hold on for a little while and please don't give up on me.
Every lockdown, every count, every lonely silent night, I just picture your face, and I'm ready for the fight. Yeah, I'm just sitting here waiting for the call. Your letters are the only thing that's stopping me from climbing up the wall. Every single word you write, I hold it like a prize. I'm just waiting for the call beneath these hopeless skies.
Dear baby, it's a year now, the seasons come and go. The concrete yard is always hot, the time is always slow. I've seen some things in here that I wish I could forget. The danger's always present, a constant silent threat, but your last letter's faded. I've read it till it's worn. You're my only piece of sunshine in this never-ending storm. You said you're still out there, that you're still on my side. Your love is the one weapon they can't force me to go hide.
Every lockdown, every count, every lonely silent night, I just read your words out loud, and I'm ready for the fight. Yeah, I'm just sitting here waiting for the call. Your letters are the only thing that's stopping me from climbing up the wall. Every single word you write, I hold it like a prize. I'm just waiting for the call beneath these hopeless skies. Enough of all these letters, the ink has run its course. The final debt is paid now to the last and final source. The iron gates are opening, the air has changed somehow. The promises I made to you, I get to live them now. Hear that? That's the sound of a pocket full of change, in a future that's no longer just a picture in a frame. Pick up the phone. Baby, I'm out. The day's already halfway gone, so am I. Chappy.
Woke up in the afternoon, the sun is blazing hot. The ashtrays overflowing from the piece I went and bought. Last night the world was heavy, so I decided I would fly. Built myself a cloudy castle way up in the sky. In that moment it was freedom, a sweet and soft release. Every worry that I had was finally laid to cease. The phone was on silent, the problems were on mute. I was chasing after numbness down the blurry winding route.
Just a little vacation from the hustle and the pain. A moment to reset before I get back in the game. But I get lost in the haze, where the trouble seems to fade. A temporary paradise, a beautiful charade. I'm running from my demons, but they're running right beside me. And the smoke I use for hiding is the only thing that finds me.
Clarity starts creeping back, I reach out for my phone. The screen lights up my failure, a story brightly shown. A dozen texts from my girl saying where the hell you been. But the one that killed me was from a job I had to win. An interview I slept through, a chance that's come and gone. I was chasing fluffy dragons while a new day had to dawn. The pleasure from the nighttime turned to poison in the light. I traded my whole future for a single blurry night.
Just a little vacation from the hustle and the pain. But I woke up from my holiday still standing in the rain. And I get lost in the haze, where the trouble seems to fade. A temporary paradise, a beautiful charade. I'm running from my demons, but they're running right beside me. And the smoke I use for hiding is the only thing that finds me. The smoke is finally clearing, and the world comes crashing down. I'm looking at a stranger in this lonely, quiet town. This room is like a prison, the air is thick with dread, and the warden is the lazy, tired echo in my head. This ain't no vacation, it's a self-inflicted wound, a silent, slow surrender to a ain't that side of tune. Staring at my own face on that dark and glassy screen, and I see the cage I built myself. This haze, it ain't a dream, it's the bar. Yeah.
Sometimes the only way out is to go deeper in, just for a minute.
The offer came at midnight from a face I barely knew. A duffel bag of problems for a stack of something new. He said it's just a drive, son, don't ask about the load. My mind was on my mother on that long and tired road. The eviction notice on the door, the pill she couldn't buy. The desperation in her hug, the sadness in her eye. The devil on my shoulder never looked so much like a saint, cause my angel of a mother was suffering from the ain't. Don't ask no questions, just be ready for the ride. A voice inside my head said swallow up your foolish pride. This ain't no round trip, it's a two-way ticket out of here. One for my ambition and one to kill the fear. A one-time job to fix a lifetime of the pain. A high-risk gamble standing in the pouring rain. The engine was a whisper, the streets were dead and black, just the hum of the street lights, there was no turning back. My knuckles turning white, I gripped the steering wheel so tight. A ghost inside a metal box flying through the night, past deserted warehouses and shadows on the walls, ignoring every instinct that was screaming out its calls. Don't know what's in the trunk and I don't even wanna know. Just gotta hit the drop-off point, collect the cash and go. Don't ask no questions, just be ready for the ride. A voice inside my head said swallow up your foolish pride. This ain't no round trip, it's a two-way ticket out of here. One for my ambition and one to kill the fear. A one-time job to fix a lifetime of the pain. A high-risk gamble standing in the pouring rain. The drop was clean and silent, a hand reached from the shade, and a duffel bag of freedom was the only trade we made. The money hit the table more than I had ever seen. A stack of brand new chances, a way to wipe the slate clean. I didn't buy no champagne, I didn't buy no ice. I just drove straight to my mother's to give her back her life. Walked right to the Greyhound, didn't even pack a bag. 2 one-way tickets out of here. The only flag I'd wave, the bus pulled out at sunrise. I watched the city fade, and we never looked back. Never.
And there's only one number you can call to make it clear. Clear.
The red was on my knuckles, the panic in my soul. The situation spiraled way outside of my control. It wasn't how I planned it, man, it all just happened fast. Now the consequences linger, a shadow that's been cast. My mind was screaming run, but my feet were stuck in place. The terror of the aftermath was written on my face. I fumbled for my cell phone, my shaky fingers dialed. Just a desperate boy again, a scared and lonely child. I didn't know the words to say, just that I'd crossed a line, and I needed my brother on the other end to shine. He didn't ask no questions, just gave me the alibi. A lie to save a future underneath the guilty sky. That's a different kind of loyalty, a truth that runs so deep. A promise from a brother that you're honor bound to keep.
He showed up in 10 minutes, his face was calm and cool. While I was falling deeper in a self-made foolish pool, I tried to tell the story I was babbling that I scared. He held his hand up, stopped me, showed me that he truly cared. He listened for 2 minutes, just nodded, paced the floor, then looked me in the eyes and he kicked open a new door. He said, go home, get in your bed and don't you make a peep. You were at my house all night, you got it, now go to sleep. I didn't know the words to say, just that I'd crossed the line. And he built a bridge right over it and said that it was fine. He didn't ask no questions, just gave me the alibi. A lie to save a future underneath the guilty sky. That's a different kind of loyalty, a truth that runs so deep. A promise from a brother that you're honor bound to keep. The next day they came knocking with their questions and their pads. I was watching from the window feeling like the worst of lads. My boy just let him in, didn't even hesitate, and calmly told a story that would seal my shaky fate. He looked him in the eye, man, with a face as cool as stone, and built a wall around me, made of lies he called his own. He risked his own damn freedom in that quiet sunlit room. He wasn't saving no gangster, he was just saving his friend. Some bonds are built on something else right until the very end. That's real. Yeah.
Seven in the morning, cruising, feeling the day's pull. Got my coffee in the console, the gas tank is full. Didn't see the cherry tops till they were flooding my rear view. Heartbeat starts to quicken, cause I know the game ain't new. He strolled up to my window with a smirk already placed. Said your right tail light is busted, a lie right to my face. I just checked it this morning, man, the light is shining bright. He just wrote the ticket, bathed in the morning light. Every time I turn the key and pull out on the street, I feel their eyes upon me, can't accept my own 2 feet. Just trying to catch a vibe in this red and blue sunset. Living by the rules, but I'm the biggest target, yeah. They wanna see me stumble, they wanna see me fall. So they paint the whole damn city with their backs against the wall. 3 o'clock this afternoon, I'm parked outside my spot, just listening to a demo, seeing what the new beat got. And guess who pulls up slowly like a shark that's smelling blood? The same 2 cops from this morning, dragging my name through the mud. This time it's looking suspicious, sitting in my own damn ride, in front of my own house, man, I got nothing to hide. They ran my name for warrants, tried to make me feel so small. Just another friendly warning, waiting for my slip and fall. Every time I turn the key and pull out on the street, I feel their eyes upon me, can't accept my own 2 feet. Just trying to catch a vibe in this red and blue sunset. Living by the rules, but I'm the biggest target yet. They wanna see me stumble, they wanna see me fall. So they paint the whole damn city with their backs against the wall. Now the sky's bleeding purple, I'm just trying to get home, and I see them in the rearview, I'm not driving all alone. They're telling me for miles, just waiting for a break. A signal left on tongue and any minor mistake. Both hands on the wheel, driving 10 and 2, doing 25 and a 30 just to see what they would do. The pressure's getting heavy, my patience wearing thin. This is the final chapter, where does the end begin? And in my rearview mirror, I saw him turn away at last. The sun glinted off their window, a final silent blast. Didn't win, just survived to the next sunset, I guess.
One single heartbeat, Crazy how that works. The bass was loud, the lights were low. The crowd was in a trance. I was posted by the stage, not looking for romance. Then I saw you through the sea of heads, a different kind of grace. Like a wildflower growing in an unexpected place. She was from the hills, I was straight up out the wood. We met right in the middle, and we both understood. The world between our neighborhoods was just a 40-minute drive. But the night it didn't matter, we never felt more alive.
The world said we should walk away, that we would never fit. But a fire started burning that we couldn't just up and quit. We were Inglewood to the hills, a story they can't write. A secret that we keep hidden in the California night. They built a wall between us made of money, class, and fear. But every time we touched, that wall would disappear.
The next few months were secrets, hiding in plain sight. You were sneaking past your front gate in the middle of the night. I pick you up in my old Chevy, you never seemed to mind. You bring me to your mansion and I'd always feel confined. Her marble floors felt colder than the streets I called my home. And my boss said I was tripping, should leave you kinda alone. Your friends would look right through me with their judgment and their doubt. We were living on an island trying to figure it all out.
The world said we should walk away, that we would never fit. But a fire started burning that we couldn't just up and quit. We were Inglewood to the hills, a story they can't write. A secret that we keep hidden in the California night. They built a wall between us made of money, class, and fear. But every time we touched, that wall would disappear.
We met up on Mulholland, with the city down below. A million lights were sparkling, putting on a silent show. You said I'm tired of the hiding, I said I'm tired of the fight. Let your world talk, let my world talk. We know what feels right. We're not the streets we come from or the money that they hold. We're just a story in the middle waiting to unfold.
It ain't about the address, it's the home you find inside. So let them talk. We got our own view, just you and me. Let's ride.
Welcome to my stage. The city lights are twinkling 30 stories down below. A universe I'm watching, but a place I'll never know. Or at least that's how it feels now. Pushing dirty water around, the last man in a glass towel on this lonely sacred ground. The exhaustion's in my bones, a deep and silent ache. But my mind is somewhere different for my own damn spirit's sake. These empty halls are my first stage, the echo is my crowd. Mentally rehearsing every single rhyme loud.
But every swipe across the floor, every pane of glass I clean, is one step closer to the man I've always.
Yeah, I'm working on the night shift under pale fluorescent skies, but the real work's in my notebook, reflecting in my eyes. This ain't my final chapter, this ain't my final stop, just the rhythm of the come up to the squeaking of the mop. My mind drifts back to last week. I saw my mom come through the door. Her nurse's uniform was creased to pain. I can't ignore, she worked a 16-hour double. Her face was etched with strain. She does it all to keep her shelter from the wind and from the rain. She didn't say a word, just collapsed into a chair. And in that quiet moment, I made a silent prayer. I swore an oath right then that I would take upon the strain, that she would one day rest easy and I carry all the pain. Yeah.
Every swipe across the floor, every pane of glass I clean,
is one step closer
to the man I've always.
Yeah, I'm working on the night shift under pale fluorescent skies, but the real work's in my notebook, reflecting in my eyes. This ain't my final chapter, this ain't my final stop, just the rhythm of the come up to the squeaking of the mop.
Last night I won a battle at a club across the town. 100 wrinkled dollars for the best damn rhymes around. I didn't hit the party, I didn't pour myself a drink. I walked right through the front door, didn't even stop to think. I found her in an armchair, sleeping from the day's abuse. And I left the cash right on the table where there's no excuse for her not to see the folded note, my victory, my plea. It just said, you can quit the morning job now, this part's on me. Tonight, the squeaking mop sounds different in the hall. It ain't the sound of being trapped, it's the sound of standing tall. Yeah.
Thought it was just the sun, turned out it was you.
The pier was packed with tourists, the air was thick and salt. I was just another local leaning on a wall. Then I saw your family's van, Arizona license plates. You stepped out like a mirage, sealing my summertime fate. You looked a little lost here, a desert rose in the haze. I was caught up in a daydream for the rest of my days. You asked me for directions, I just pointed to my heart. Knew right then and there our story was about to start.
Something about that desert smile and the salty ocean air told me this was more than just a summertime affair. That was our summer in the LBC, story written in the sand. 2 months of a lifetime, just holding on to your hand. We knew the leaves would turn, we knew the tides would change, but for a moment we had forever in our range.
I showed you my side of the city, the places they don't see. We ditched the Queen Mary for the view from Signal Hill for free. Had late night talks on the shoreline, secrets whispered to the moon. Every ticking clock was like a drum beat to a tune that was ending way too soon. The thrill was in the rush, knowing every perfect moment could be crushed by the calendar, the distance, the life you had to find. But we just kept on living, leaving all that stuff behind.
Something about that desert smile and the salty ocean air told me this was more than just a summertime affair. That was our summer in the LBC, story written in the sand. 2 months of a lifetime, just holding on to your hand. We knew the leaves would turn, we knew the tides would change, but for a moment we had forever in our range.
Now I'm standing at the Greyhound, the engine starts to whine. You're crying on my shoulder saying promise you'll be mine. We swore that we would write a promise sealed with the last kiss, but the hardest part of heaven is the part you know you miss. The bus pulled from the station kicking up the city dust, and I was left there standing with the heart about to bust. I turned around and started walking with a bittersweet smile. I'll probably never see you again, but for a little while, you were my world. Thank you for the summer.